Here coming back at you with another video like I said I would in yesterday's video. Lane Hudson sold the duffel here. I know so many sharps just on socials and everywhere that had this guy under 1.5 shots on goal. I think Montreal had they had a low amount of shots after 2, and it looks like they just poured it on in the third to get to a total of 22 shots on goal. And he got 3 of them, so that's gonna chalk this slip. Of course, if you got this Lonzo play in the slip or anything else, he's still active. I think he's still on the board, which is kind of not a good sign. Usually, if I put it in a day before, you wanted to secure the value just in case Prizepicks bumped it. It's not the case. He's still here on the board for 15.5 if you guys want to go run that. Again, short memory with this. We're just gonna jump right into the tools. I'm recording a bit later today. Hopefully, there's gonna be some value on the tools, as always, using the player prop optimizer from Parlayers and the Sharp Money tool also from Parlayers. So the optimizer compares the Prizepicks lines back to the major books and other apps like Prizepicks to see where we're getting the best discrepancies at. And the Sharp Money tool showing us where the sharp bettors are placing their money on peer-to-peer exchanges like Novig, like Prizepicks. And basically this column is showing us how heavy the underdog is on the opposite direction of the favored play. So if Matthew Stafford here is a favorite to go under 1.5 passing touchdowns, his over is going to be an underdog on Novig. This is the line that the sharp bettors are offering so that they can be on the favored line at the under. And obviously this is the one you want to be on. The better the higher the minus, the more favored. The higher the plus line, higher the underdog. And this column here is the one we want to avoid because I don't feel like taking underdog plays. I want to take the weighted side of the coin. So let's say you're flipping a coin and it's 52% heads, 48% tails. Over 100 times you'd want to be flipping, you'd want to be betting on that head side because you're expected to win 52 out of 100% of those times, majority of the time, right? So that's why we want to play these favorites. A lot of people that go for these long shots and whatever, yes, of course it could hit. Again, we're betting anything could happen. For the long run, you do want to be on the favorites, and what the sharp bettors in the house are really directing us to. So we're gonna get in a couple plays. I do like this Rashid Shaheed play from the Seahawks game. Receptions over 2.5. He's a plus 120 underdog on his Novig on his under. And like I said, the higher the plus line, the more likely that outcome is to not happen. So his under's less likely to happen. That means his over is the favored play, which is confirmed by our consensus here, Parlayers consensus at a minus 133. You go across the market and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 books. So BetMGM, Caesars, and Fliff all with minus 140 or stronger to us over 2.5. If I cross-reference with the optimizer, I want to make sure that he's not on here. If I go, let me type this guy's name right, that he's not on other apps like Underdog Fantasy, like Pick 6. So we could assume he's been discounted on there for his over because it is a favorite play. And these are the books that caught up to it. And they're like, look, you're not going to get full value like Prizepicks is giving you. We're going to discount you on your total payout. Or they just remove the line completely because they don't want players beating them at a high clip. And Prizepicks like, look, we didn't catch up yet. So this is why we have the optimizer and these tools, right? To see where Prizepicks is kind of slow, where Prizepicks is slowing down on. And it doesn't look like they caught this play yet. So I will get this in 2.5 receptions at an over. That's going to be for tomorrow's Thursday night football game. We're going to see if there's anything else. Well, actually, there was a play I was looking at before that should be on the optimizer, not a purple play. Purple play, they don't really have too many data points to it. That was, yeah, beautiful. There was this John Collins play that I love, this one-to-one comparison with Underdog Fantasy. So you see, it is offered on Underdog Fantasy. We see a value input here in this column. It's at a 1 PRA, points, rebounds, assist discrepancy. So it's at 1 PRA lower than our Prizepicks line. So we know that this is going to be our ceiling projection here at 14.5, or the highest projection that the market is offering for Collins's PRA. So we like to take his under there. And just as a reference point, I know it's only one book. Technically, this is going to be 2 data points because the Underdog Fantasy is also offering a line. So Fliff has him at a 13.5 with minus 115 or 15 cents of juice on the dollar for him to finish with 13 or less PRA by the end of this game. Obviously, the Clippers versus OKC. OKC is just a powerhouse right now, an absolute wagon, and I think they're 15-point favorites in this one at home. So Collins is a starter for the Clippers. He plays at the 4 spot. I'm not expecting him to log too many minutes in this one. If OKC proves the books right and makes quick work of the Clippers should not, or the Clipper starters, excuse me, should not see the court. That includes guys like Kawhi, Harden, Zubats, and the rest of them. They should not be able to see too much of this court if OKC holds up their end of the deal and absolutely blows these guys out. So I'm gonna see if Collins is still here at 14.5 PRA. He is. I like to check the alternate lines just in case, and this is why, because Prizepicks is even giving us more confidence on his under 14.5. They're telling us that for him to go over 15.5 is a very heavy underdog, right? That's why it's a demon play. They pay you more for taking this over 15.5, and they even have his regular line at 14.5. So we could say that Prizepicks, by having the demon at 15.5, is telling us that for him to go for 16 or more PRA, right, over 15.5, it's very unlikely, meaning you could take the opposite side of that, meaning that they believe that he's very favored to go for 15 or less PRA, and that's basically what we took here at 14.5 or under. So we're gonna take that. Shahid over 2.5 receptions, John Collins 14.5 PRA or less. But guys, I'm liking this play. This one, I got in on a VIP slip actually on Underdog Fantasy, and I think it's offered on both. If I just cross-reference, it's this AO Dezomnu play. It is offered on both, and there's a big reason I like this play. Obviously, there's a plus 101 to his over PRA on Novig, so it's not that crazy of an underdog, just to see that he is still favored on his under 16.5. That's the direction we want to be on. And if I just go across the market here, I mean, we have 7 total books here of data. We have 5 of those books, 5 of 7 that are pricing him at 15.5. So again, like this John Collins play that we have in the slip, we're getting a 1 PRA discrepancy in regards to the market. I know Underdog Fantasy has it also. That just means, I mean, you could play it there also if you're more comfortable playing picks on that platform, or honestly wherever it's available. I will get it as our final play on Prizepicks, just because there's 5 out of 7 books here that are giving it at 15.5. This is probably where his true PRA is gonna land. So I'm gonna see if he's still on the board. Yeah, 16.5 PRA. We could check his alternate lines, nothing crazy. I check his last 5. He's kind of killing it in this department. Again, the books like him at 15.5. If I do the trick that I told you guys yesterday, does it pan out? 5. It actually does pan out. So if you guys didn't check yesterday's video, there's like a little info thing in the top right of this video you're watching to go to the other video I made yesterday. Kind of this similar situation with Lonzo Ball PRA that we took an under on. So I told you guys, it's okay if you don't watch it, I'll explain it again right now. If you're for a PRA line or any combo line like points, assists, points, rebounds, whatever, it's made of their individual points line and rebounds line and assist line all combined, right? All added up. So if you just want to do that here, and we have his true projections here for points. So Prizepicks has him at 10.5 points. We keep that on the side. We could add his assist line to that. So 10.5 plus 2.5, that's going to be 13 points assist true line. And then if you want to get the PRA line, we have to add the rebounds. And because he's at an alternate here, even if we just assume, right, he's a 1.5 goblin, so Prizepicks is saying that he's favored to go for 2 or more rebounds, and then he's at 3.5 nearest demon projection. So Prizepicks is saying that he's favored to go for 3 or less rebounds. Even if I give him the benefit of the doubt that he hits that 3 rebound mark for whatever reason, I take the 10.5 plus the 2.5 plus the 3 rebounds, right? So we're at 13 plus 3. That's 16 points, rebounds, assists. That's his true line. And we're getting a 0.5 extra here with the PRA line, which is why we're comfortable taking his less. And I mean, that's even given he finishes with 3. His true range should be around that 2 to 3 mark, right? So it's even likely that he finishes with 2 rebounds, and then that pushes that whole combo line from 13, that pushes it down to 15 PRA, right? So we are getting a lot of room to play with here on his under. I'm really liking these 2 first plays, the Shahid play and the Collins play. The Dezomnu play, I did get it in elsewhere. I would have liked if it was discounted on Underdog Fantasy, just so we get that exclusive play to Prizepicks, giving us even more confidence that we're securing value on this platform and this platform alone. That's not the case. I still like this play, as a lot of the market is pricing him at that 15.5 mark. So this is going to round off our 3-man here. Power 6x. We got to get back in this green. I've been seeing too much red now. I know it's all or nothings. I can't say you guys are welcome to put it in a flex, because it's just not the move. If you guys are tired of going for all or nothings, I do get that. Trust me, long term, I've been doing this long enough. You want to stick to the powers, because when one of these hit, it's a +5 unit on just one slip, and these are really what we want to be attacking. So I'm limited to $5 on this, so you guys can put more unit size down on the slips. Just don't empty out your whole bankroll on each slip. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next recap. Have a good one.